Hello guys and welcome to this video. So I don't really know what this video is going to be. I'm just kind of gonna ramble, I guess, about where I'm at in off season. I do get asked to do like an off season update type of thing because I don't really share much, I guess, about like what I'm doing during my off season. I don't share as much as I do in prep of like updates and whatnot. So I did kind of want to just sit down, give a little update now that I am 11 months in off season. I last competed August of 2018, so coming up on almost a year, and honestly it feels so good. And I will get into kind of what I recommend further in this video, but right now I'm just gonna kind of go over, I guess, my update and where I'm at right now. So last competition season was pretty long for me. I was in prep for I think a total of 8 months, and honestly my body was so over it by the time I ended up doing my pro debut, and it didn't go very well because my body was so over it. I didn't show up obviously as good as I would have hoped, but I did want to get on stage just to get that experience of the pro stage, to know what to expect. And I'm really glad I did it actually, because now I kind of know what I need to bring, and I have the experience of how everything goes down and how I should be showing up. So I do feel really good about doing it, even though it didn't go well. It was really just more for an experience thing. So it's been, like I said, 11 months, and since about the 8-month of off-season mark, my body has been really responding. I've been feeling so much better about everything. My coach actually just made a video about this, and kind of the rule of thumb that seems to always prove itself to be true is you should take at least as long of an off-season as you did in season. So if you prepped for 8 months, you need to take at least 8 months off. And honestly, I recommend more, especially if you really had to push it to take it to the next level during your prep. I feel like it's really beneficial to take a longer time off. I know we're all in a rush. We all want to just be on stage, but like taking the necessary time off is so freaking important and so beneficial that like I highly recommend considering taking a year off almost every time you compete. And I know like that sucks because like years go by, but honestly it's so worth it because I know next time I prep will be very successful, and I think I'll be ready to do it and my body will respond really well because I gave it this long break. So right now I'm going to throw in a little physique update. So right now I've been floating around the 122, 123 mark, and my coach and I have been increasing food quite a bit. So right now I'm sitting at 300 carb, 65 fat, 130 protein, doing no cardio except for F45 once or twice a week. So I do like the cardio based classes for that, and honestly I feel like that's made a huge difference in my off-season physique. I feel like it just still helps me maintain some lines while I'm eating a ton. My body is responding good, so I'm not gonna just put F45 as the reason I feel good right now, but it's definitely helping keep me active because I do not like to do cardio. I don't choose to do it. So it's hard for me to get on a cardio machine or do cardio when I don't really have to, and when I'm in off season it's hard for me to like get myself to do it. So these classes honestly are really fun and just a nice way to get super active and get like cardio in without having to do cardio. So that's kind of all I'm doing. I'm lifting like 4 to 5 times a week. Honestly, I went through a stint when I first moved here that I was going to the gym like 3 or 4 times a week and just training really hard, but giving myself a lot of recovery time, and I feel like that's been really beneficial for me and my body, and just having it respond now the way that it is. I feel like giving it that rest is just so necessary. So I don't really have like a training split. I don't really have a set plan that I do, honestly. I just go into the gym. Obviously I know what I'm doing before I get there, but for the most part I just kind of decide like that day what isn't sore, what haven't I worked yet, and legs is basically the only thing that I make sure to hit twice a week. I do kind of focus more on hamstrings and glutes. So other than that, I don't really plan out my workouts or my week or anything like that. I don't have a split that I do every week. It's honestly probably different every week. I just make sure to hit each muscle group every week, legs twice. If I go to the gym only 4 times, I kind of clump together like shoulders and arms or back and bis and then like a push. So it's just really nice to have a lot of freedom in my mind with this off season, because it's just making things a lot easier for me, I guess. Not really forcing myself to do things, not having a super strict plan. I do hit my macros a lot of days, and if not, I'm very close to them. So I am giving myself a little bit of flexibility because I am someone who in prep, I do not slip up. I do not do anything that I'm not supposed to be doing. So for me, giving myself this freedom now and letting myself be a little bit more lenient helps me be a machine during prep. I feel like if I was to be super strict and really psychotic through my off season as well and not really give myself the chance to like relax and just enjoy life, I would have a lot harder time sticking to my plan in prep. I'd want to go off more often. I'd want to kind of say screw it and go out with friends and do that type of stuff because I didn't allow myself to do it during off season. So I feel like off season, although it is time to still be very serious about your goals and make sure that you're still doing what you need to do to bring your best physique the next time you get on stage, it is very important to give yourself a little bit of slack and give yourself some freedom. So that's like a big tip of mine. That's kind of what's made my competition cycle seasons go very well for me, is because I do kind of allow myself that lenience in off season so that I'm ready to be very machine-like during prep, where I do what I'm supposed to do and I don't have the desire to go off or do anything, you know, that I'm not supposed to, because I allow myself to do that and I kind of, you know, get it out of my system, and I allow myself to have fun during off season so that when I'm in prep, like, it's prep, I'm just here to work. So that's helpful for me. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't really know. I've talked about it before. I know that off season can be really hard, and the first few months are really, really tough because your body usually does not respond very well. No matter how well I stuck to my plan, my body just was increasing body fat and the scale was going up no matter what I was doing. So you kind of just have to give your body that time to like ride it out, and then you get to that point where, I'm telling you, it's this magic time where you've been out of prep as long as you were in prep, and your body just like one day just like, okay, like we're good. Now I'm gonna respond. Now I'm gonna be nice, and like I'm content. So now everything is just running smoothly. So I hear a lot of the time like people are scared to go into off season, or they just don't want to because like obviously when you're leaner, I mean, I just feel like this is such a silly thing to even say, but it's true, is like you grow more on Instagram, you get a lot more attention and engagement when you're lean and shredded, but like you can't put yourself in danger just to be getting attention all year round, I guess, if that makes sense. Like I honestly couldn't care less. Like I'm doing this for me and my body and my own health, and I'm doing what I need to do to, I guess, be the healthiest that I can be throughout all of this. So I don't care. I will do what I have to do, even if I put on 20 pounds from stage, which I basically did. So here I am and I feel fine. But yeah, so I don't know, I like to share my off-season journey, I guess, because I know it's way harder for a lot of people than prep is, and it was for me at first too, because it's hard when you're in that strict goal mindset. Like you have a timeline, you have a date, you still have goals, and there's still an end date, I guess, but it's just so far that it doesn't seem like the pressure is on as much, so you slip up and you don't really care as much, and it's scary, and I get that, but it's so freaking necessary. And I feel like this video is super rambly, but I just wanted to, I guess, share this is where I'm at, this is what I'm doing now, and it did take me a while to get here, but it's so worth it because I feel really good, and I'm feeling so good that I don't really want to prep even now, like too close in the future. I still want to take a little bit more off because I'm really enjoying myself, and I know it'll come to me when I get that desire to be like, all right, let's get back into it, but I'm not gonna force it. I feel like I may start to switch gears a little bit soon, because I do kind of want to be a little bit more comfortable in my physique for the Olympia, but I will talk to my coach about that in a little bit. But I don't really have plans of prepping anytime soon, and I know it's hard when people are asking you, when are you gonna prep again? When's your next show? You should compete again. I love your prep series, but like, you have to be doing this for you, and I get it's entertaining for people to watch, but like for the person doing it, it's a lot on your body, it's a lot on your mind, and I can't just like do it just to entertain others. It really has to be like for me, and it has to be like for you when you're doing it. So I don't know. The question, when are you competing again? I really don't know. I did have goals of competing in 2019, but honestly I'm not sure. If I do, it'll be like December, so I might not even step on stage until early 2020 at this rate. So I don't know, but I'm just feeling good. I gave you my stats. It's kind of where I'm at, my physique update. I finally feel like good in my own skin, and I feel like my body's really happy with me, so it's just a nice place to be. And this is kind of just a random video, but I just wanted to, I guess, answer any questions of like an update and what my macros are, because that's quite a common question. And yeah, I think that's kind of it, guys. I also did make, if you didn't watch it, more of a how to deal with off-season video, which this was kind of just like a my personal update, I guess. But if you are struggling with your off-season, I did make a video on how to handle it. So that's gonna be like, I think maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So just go back in my channel a little bit and find that. But other than that, I think that's kind of it for my personal update. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I really don't know what it was. I don't even know if I'm even gonna post it once I edit it and see how it turns out. But anyways, that's kind of it, guys. If you have any questions for me, comment them down below. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.